Right, here we are. We're here with Din. If you look in the description of this video, you're gonna find his YouTube channel, Din Explores. Is that right?
That's right, yeah.
Cool. So here we are in Staffordshire, somewhere in Staffordshire, and Din's been telling me about this little mine there. That you call it the descent mine.
Descent mine, yeah.
What is it about it? The way it sort of goes down.
I watched the film before, and you go in a mine about like this, loads of aliens come and get you.
Yeah.
So it reminds me of the Descent Cave.
Yeah. I love that film.
It's a good film.
How them little aliens survive or what they live on, I have no idea, but they were creepy. So I'm sure we're not gonna find any aliens there, I hope.
Hopefully not.
But however, what's interesting the most is to determine what kind of mine this was. So we don't know anything. You suspect that this might be a stone mine?
That's the one, yeah.
Right, so they were if it's a stone mine, it would make sense they were mining away just big slabs of the rock, of the sedimentary rock that it lays down here. So let's take a look, shall we?
Yeah.
Right, you want to go in first? Do us the honors. Oh wow. Woo. Oh, I tell you what, this is quite a nice start for a little mine. There's quite a lot of props here. A big vein that's been mined out. And as you can see, it goes up there about 7-8 meters, 20 foot. And it goes into the sediment. Several props holding the roof in place. So they obviously they obviously follow they follow a horizontal sediment that's been pushed upwards. You know, that the geology obviously in the amount of time that this was sedimented, probably millions of years, the horizontal sediment was pushed upwards, creating a 45-degree angle vein, you could call it. Now first look at it, it looks like a stone mine, I would say. You know, but we're gonna have a look further in. So we're looking back there, back at the entrance. We get quite a nice perspective. This will make a nice picture actually. This is quite photogenic, I tell you that. It's not often that you see in a small space that many props. They're quite old as well. So this got to be a early 1900s mine, definitely.
Yeah.
I would say. Yeah, pretty cool. Well, some rubbish has been thrown in. Right.
Like a crumbly rock.
Yeah. This is definitely sandstone rocks. So definitely that's what they were mining. I can't see this having been other than a stone mine. I might be wrong, but right. Okay. There's been a lot of, obviously, a lot of the sediment above is sort of broken down and come down, possibly backfilling a continuation, I would say, quite likely.
Some nice colours in the rock up here.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, you have some shades of pink there, and it goes more like into a grey-ish, clayish, more clay stone. Yeah, we definitely need to do some more research about this place. What we're gonna do next step, I think, then is we look at the old maps.
Yeah.
Obviously, without giving the location away, we'll just determine what kind of mine this was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can see down here, we've got the an old chair out of the car, and then in the old car, they used to have what
This is a chair out of the car.
Yeah.
It's a very old car. It's a kind of very small chair, this, isn't it?
And then they used to have bike races up here, and that's, I'm assuming that's the numbers of the bike races.
All right. All right. So this is like a go-kart kind of frame, is it? Or
Something like that, yeah.
yeah.
But there's loads of bits of pottery and stuff all in here, like on the way down, I'm sure I saw.
Right. Yes, you have actually. This can help us date a bit. So when you're in a mine, if you can date any of these bottles, basically, you can date any bottles, any jars, it'll give you an idea basically how old the mine is, because the mine, it will obviously predate anything that's in it. They look pretty old bottles.
Like some sort of pottery on this one.
Yeah. They don't have dates, but they are pretty old stuff. There's a lot of tins. It'd be cool to see what they are. Yeah, oh god, down there's been... Actually,
I was thinking, does it go on further?
I think it did go the other way, you know. Definitely, but...
Oh yeah, definitely, because it come off here.
Right, let's have a look. It definitely goes, but
Yeah, down there.
does it widen enough to say, okay, let's give this a dig, you know? It's probably all in, by the looks of things, looking at it, it looks like it did go, obviously this vein, but it's been infilled with a lot of rubble.
Yeah.
A rubble from above. Or it could even be the miners, a lot of the waste rock that they didn't need it. Once they worked out a vein, they sort of chuck it back in.
Yeah. Well, if you look there, there's another support for the roof there, isn't there?
Yeah, that's it. And that prop would have been the same size of this.
Yeah.
So that gives you obviously evidence that the mine continued this way. Right, so some bits of old pottery. What else? There's a bit of a can become a bit of a treasure hunt when you start looking at remains of what they chucked over time. So there's a lot of, obviously there's no need to say that this was used as a tip. Very obviously, very old tip. I'll tell you what we can do though.
What's that?
We're going to take a picture definitely here.
Oh yeah.
Because you got a mega photogenic mine. Golden syrup. Tate golden syrup, have you heard of it? If you haven't heard of it, then it's got to be older than you. At least 20 years old. I never heard of it. Right, so let's come back here. A lot of paint pots, some old bottles down there. Oh, another. I got fish. So what did we fish out here? An old daddy's sauce. I can't see what it says. 9 cent. Vinegar and, can you make some of it out what it says? It's hard to say, but
Does that say Birmingham at the bottom there?
it says Birmingham, does it?
Yeah, I think it says Birmingham there.
Yeah, so it's definitely an old bottle of daddy's sauce. I think it says 9p. I don't know if that was a price, but however, normally you find old bottles like this, but without the label. That actually has got the label. It's quite surprising. You know, I'm tempted. I think I'm going to leave it where it was. But the most interesting thing is a little kid's clock shoe. I mean, you could go on about saying, was the kids working in these mines? But, I mean, I don't want to say, look, whoever was wearing this was walking lopsided. Can you see?
Yeah.
How there's more wear on the... So they were working sort of knees joined together kind of thing. A bit of a, you know, putting pressure on the inward side of the foot kind of gait. It kind of brings it alive, doesn't it, when you think like that?
When you see something like that, that could have been sliding down slopes like this into mines, couldn't it?
Yeah, I think the most likely theory is when the mine was open and abandoned as a tip, you know, they were starting to throw all sorts of things.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of waste, bottles. But obviously, the fact that there's something so old here tells you the mine is got to be late 1800s, early 1900s at least.
Is that the original colour under there, or is that just rust?
Yeah, that is the colour. That is the original colour of it, like a brown. It does remind me of the clock shoes of the miners, you know, very hard wooden sole, like this. This is a wooden sole with nails. Obviously, this doesn't have nails. So, I'm kind of inclined to leave it where it was. Just for the sake of, you know, leave it where it was kind of thing. But it's here for the records. See if you find something else of interest within So Dean is rooting out, see what other treasures we can find. All right, yeah. So that's it's kind of a cherry jam jar. Yeah,
That's the same one.
a preserve, a cherry jam jar.
Really?
If you look here, these markings, if you could read exactly, it will tell you who the makers were. Basically, probably the date as well. Sometimes, particularly in wine bottles, you always have a date.
Don't think there's any date on there. But
No.
843.
Yeah.
5.
It could be a
5-4.
reference as to the batch of jam. That's a cherry jam, and that's more of a marmalade, is it? No, preserve.
Preserve, yeah.
Okay.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, little treasures from an old burial waste. You know, and God, when you look in there, God knows where else. Obviously, if you're digging off, you would start finding old miners' lamps, miners' tools, that sort of stuff. Yeah?
Yeah. I quite like these little wooden chucks now that you've chucked in the top.
Eh?
I quite like these little wooden chucks
Yeah.
that you've put in.
The camera capturing, they are highlighting the colors. Like this clay, I look at it with my bare eye, it's got a yellowy tint. I look through the camera, it looks red.
Yeah.
Yeah? It's mad, it sort of accentuates the colors.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's really cool, man. Nice little find this. So as Dean has noted there, we have one of the beam supports. It's got a vertical crack along the seam of the wood, basically, which is the weakest point. But it just gives you an idea of the amount of pressure that these beams are being put on, really. And a lot of the times, obviously, these beams did help support, the seam above, but the idea was like monitoring any movement of the rock above, of the seam above. Because the moment there's movements, you start seeing, props splitting up. Then that's telling you that mine is becoming unstable and dangerous.
Yeah.
So that was kind of a double purpose of the wooden props. Right. There's a nice one. Good to note. Bits like that.
These ones aren't very better themselves, are they?
No, they're rotten. So we leave this little gem behind. We've got a video on record for the memories. And I'm going to take the last video of it with a bit more light. We got in there for perspective. Can you come down to where the spotlight is without blinding yourself too much? It's bright, isn't it? Yeah. Shine the torch away. Yeah, that's it. So we got in there in the end for perspective. Nice little gem. Amazing. Right.
Shine your light on that back door then.
On that back wall?
Yeah, that's a cracking one.
Yeah?
Yeah. Sorted.
Okay. Oh, a lot of silt and mud here. Very typical of a lot of mines, to be fair. Hey? Yeah. This is sleepy. Ooh. Here you are, just keep pointing the camera at me. It's one of the sleepiest I've been for a while. Woo.
Just like that.
Woo. That was good.
It was.
Good fun, wasn't it? Sun setting nearly. So we must have been in there for an hour or so.
Yeah, yeah.
I always think that the smaller the mine, the less you want to be rushing around. You know, take it all in. So, cheers, buddy.
Anytime.